The Belleville Area District Library Board of Trustees will come to order. We will begin with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Drinking my water and drinking. We will begin with the roll call, and since our secretary, Elmer Hughes Scrubs, is has an excused absence, might I ask you, Mary Jo, to call the roll?
Javits is excused. Dawson.
I'm not excused, I'm here.
Hughes Grubbs is excused. Jariga.
Here.
Peters.
Here.
Priest.
Here.
Stoudemire.
Here.
Here with a quorum and can conduct business, and we also have
It's a new phone.
sound effects, extra sound effects, which maybe we need for excitement.
No,
Item 3 is approval of the agenda, and thanks to a couple of our Eagle Eye members, we have the agenda proper. One of our members will have to step out and get a little thing together.
So moved.
It's moved by Jariga, supported by Priest, that the agenda be approved. Is there any discussion or anything else that somebody catches on the agenda? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. There are no opposing votes. And now we have the minutes of last month's meeting, which was on June 14th, and they are in your packet, and I'm sure everybody's had time to review them. We can move them, and then if we need to amend them, we can do it after they're moved.
motion that we approve the minutes.
It's been moved by Stoudemire and
second that.
supported by Jariga that we approve the minutes from the June meeting. Is there any discussion, anything on the June meeting minutes that we missed or needs correcting or emphasizing, or any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. There are no dissenting votes. We're at item 5, public comment.
No.
All right, our trusty member of the public has no comment. We will move to item 6, which is the building committee report. Our trusty building committee chair is off on a well-deserved break. So, and we did not have a building committee meeting last week. It was right after the 4th of July, and we demurred. We do have a little bit of business to take care of because there was no meeting then, but I will defer to Mary Jo about anything about the building that we may need to talk about tonight.
In lieu of a meeting, I did have a phone conversation with our builders and our architect just to see where we're at with some of these little projects that we're trying to finish up. They're still working on a solution to have a trench drain by the meeting room entry door. So they have another solution that they think might work, but they're still working on that. Still waiting for the concrete repair on Roy Street. That needs to be coordinated with another project that the city's doing. So we're waiting on that. The electrician is still trying to find a lens for the flagpole light. So that's still pending. I actually talked with Dean yesterday, and he thinks he might be able to get a glass guy to actually make the glass piece. So we might have an alternate way to pursue it. Children's portal lighting was repaired. That needed a new computer chip. Wet seal was applied to the upper portion of the curtain wall. That's an extra strong seal. We did have a pretty good rain after that and it did not leak. That leak is kind of sporadic. I think the wind has to be blowing a certain direction or something, so we're gonna keep an eye on it, but so far so good.
When was that done?
A couple, I think the week after the last board meeting.
Okay, and it's a epox, what is it?
It's a different type of seal
Okay.
than the seal that's in there. Dean was actually out this week to finish working on the emergency exit door locks. And then we are in, someone from Dan's office is in contact with our furniture people, because we do have a couple of chairs that the fabric is actually wearing on a little bit too soon, and they're still under warranty, so we got those fixed up. We did have a problem this week. We came into work Monday morning and the humidification system sprung another leak. So we had a little bit of a wet second floor that we took care of.
Did it hurt anything?
Not irreparably.
Okay.
So
Jason, he had to clean up.
Jason had to clean it up, yeah. So we are a proud owner of a new shop vac.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
So, and this is, Dean came right out and he was out again today with Long Mechanical, trying to get to the bottom of it. Everything is all turned off, shut off. It can't leak again, but they still need to figure out what's going on. And it's a little bit perplexing to Dean. It looks like the water seems to be flowing uphill, so they're trying to find out what
That is a tad.
that's all about. So they're working their way through.
So we're gonna have to tilt the building.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's the answer.
So they're
Give buy a few extra bricks. And we
Yeah,
can
just
all
lift
bring
it
the
up,
whole
yeah.
community to.
we can be the leaning Belleville, the leaning library of Belleville.
We've got our sense of humor.
Yeah, so anyway, they're working through that, trying to get that solved, so.
And then we do have a pay approval that
Yeah,
needs
since
to
the
take place.
building committee did not meet, we do have a pay application. So if the whole board can take a look at that and approve it pending approval by Dan and myself.
So yeah, it's just, we're doing this approval in a little different order. It's in your packet. Everybody has this invoice 10,685. And which is the big number. We're getting up into the pay app numbers. And ordinarily, the building committee looks over this and talks it over, and ordinarily Dan and Mary Jo already sign off on it. But we're gonna do it in a different order. So if the board tonight has any concerns, this is the time to raise it. But we can do the preliminary approval pending sign off by Dan and Mary Jo when they have a chance to look at it together.
Make a motion that we pay that and have a number.
48.
1065.
1065.
Yeah, it's invoice 10,685.
Okay, yeah, the application number is 48.
Okay.
If you wanna-
Okay, so what do you want?
48.
Okay,
Okay.
48.
I'll second that.
That's not as big a number, so like that. It's moved by Dawson and supported by Jariga that pay app 48 be approved. And we can discuss it now if anybody has any questions. This is the time. Don't see any. And I think we can move to a vote. We are really winding down. These are a lot different than what we used to do, although this one is pretty good size. Anyway, all those in favor, please signify by paying, by saying aye.
Aye.
And those opposed by saying no, nay. We have all ayes, no nays. We have unanimously approved the pay app. So that was the one bit of Business, now in our, I don't know of any other in our committee reports, but let me go through them quickly and make sure. Anything in the bylaws? John?
No, there's nothing.
No report. Anything in finance? Tanya? No report. We took care of all that last month. And marketing, actually, the marketing committee, which worked so furiously in the first part of the year, has been able to take a little break. So I think even if Alma was here, she might have no report. So we'll hold back. We will have none on that. Personnel.
No report.
No report. It's not yet time for us to do most of that. Policy.
Oh, that's me. No
That's
report.
No report. And the art committee did not meet this month, and I just want to once again praise our art committee chair, Michelle Montour, who really helps to make this place and everything about this place look better. All of our items and design and all of that, but the art committee will meet in August, I think is what she said, right? Okey dokey. So I think that takes care of all our committee reports, and it's 7:45, so let's keep this going, guys. Accounts payable is our next item, and it is an item that will need action.
I'll second.
Moved by Studemeyer and supported by Dawson, that we approve the accounts payable. These accounts are, I just only want to comment that these are kind of fun because they include a lot of the payments for summer programs, for the summer reading programs and other programs, like one of my favorites, which is the Steel Band. Was the Steel Band here for they were supposed to be here for the Lake Fest. We have two of them on
We paid
here.
them twice, didn't we?
We have two different programs. so-
We have two
Yeah.
different programs with them, but they weren't, that was that, no, that was after anyway, I was looking for them at the Lake Fest.
I
We got
have a
them here.
question. Demco, do we buy a book truck?
Yes, we did.
We did?
Yeah, they're very expensive. As you can see.
Didn't look like it.
They last forever. So,
You're talking about one that goes through the building, not one that drives around to somebody's house.
Yeah.
Okay, darn it.
Explain again.
I thought it was the other
I
kind.
thought it was a
About the
bookmobile.
Yeah, like a bookmobile.
It's a metal book truck that you can put books and materials on. Each
Like
library,
a wagon?
each librarian has their own, we use them for shelving books, but also each librarian has a book truck so that she can work,
Yeah.
work on.
And you
projects
take them to parades.
And we take them to the parades.
put
yeah.
Christmas.
Oh, those
The
that
decorative
there are
one, yeah.
parades.
I was hoping it was a bookmobile.
Yeah, we
I
can-
thought, what
We
did
can
you?
add, no, we can add a person to our
That'd be
parade
nice
this
to
year.
have.
yeah.
Or we could string them and make a book train.
Mhm.
Think of something, yes. I remember saying something when we were signing these. Any other interesting things jumping out at people? There's a lot of standard stuff, insurance and covering various things. I want to mention the Alice training. Mary Jo got it and some other staff member, and that's safety training, active shooter training, that even in our
It's
library.
unfortunate to have to take that training, but the training was actually somewhat reassuring to know that there's a way to have a plan.
It's good
So
to
three
know.
three of us took it, so, yeah.
It's
It
good
was
to
a
know.
very comprehensive training. It was two full days and some additional online coursework, so,
Thank you for doing that.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
It was exhausting. I mean, it was mentally kind of exhausting.
Yeah, I'm sure.
it's exhausting to think about that we are in a world that we have to do that.
Yeah.
But I'm glad, yeah, I was reassured when I saw that you all did. Anyway, any other questions or comments? It has been moved and properly seconded that these, that the accounts payable be approved. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by saying no. Now, accounts payable are approved, and I believe we have voted our main issues that we have to vote. Now we just get to talk. And for our talking, we'll start with Mary Jo for the director's report.
Yeah, summer reading is in high gear right now. We had a magician in our building today, so we had a rabbit and a dog. So kids were really happy.
Did you levitate someone?
I don't know.
Okay.
Cut someone have.
So,
You didn't
but it
dress
was a-
up in your dinosaur suit
I
to
did not.
have him pull you out of the hat.
I did that. You're supposed to tell people who the dinosaur was. So, but we've been having some really good programs, well attended. So it's just very heartening to see the library used the way it's supposed to be used. So
Yeah.
we're doing our big, well, all the programs, but the meeting room is a good size, and it seems to be able to hold all of the kids. So it's a good thing they're tiny, they can kind of pack them. We also have in addition to our regular summer reading programs, we have a Teen Shark painting party on Saturday, July 23rd. We're also holding, this is one of the first ones that we're gonna do, hopefully it will be a hit and we can continue with it, a brown bag talk, this Thursday at noon.
I like that.
Yeah,
I think that's a neat activity.
yeah, so Barry Levine is gonna talk about the Strata Fortress that's on display at Yankee Air Museum. Staff, we have another, very good for her, unfortunate for us, like librarian Rachel Davies is part-time here. She's leaving our library for not only a full-time position, but a full-time position and promotion at Concordia College. That is the other part-time job that she had, and her boss is leaving, and so they promoted her.
Oh,
to that
that's
job,
nice.
so, yeah. And again, COVID still is not done. We had 4 staff members out this last month with COVID, so
Did you have them all at the same time? Were they
they were
overlapping?
staggered. Yeah, it wasn't. I have yet to see a case documented where one staff member got it from another here, so it's usually a case of a family member who has it. So, but it's still out there, still highly contagious, and it's.
Yeah.
Fortunately, everybody's been,
There's even a new variant.
yeah,
We have a friend who tested positive, had mild symptoms.
Yeah.
His wife, nothing.
okay, yeah, it just
Why
kind of
don't
runs the gamut. I've had a
Why
couple
don't
people
you-
where they've had, really bad symptoms, and other people that, it's like
Yeah.
a mild cold, so just kind of.
You got it,
depends,
John,
yeah.
yeah.
Not many
Debbie didn't have it.
hospitalizations, though. I think they're not as bad as they were at the beginning.
Right.
No, it's definitely
Right.
better, definitely better, so.
And also you have some new people that
We have new
come in.
people who we have welcomed. We've got lost some student assistants, so we welcomed in a new batch of student assistants to help sell our books. Virginia, Megan, and Jesse. We also have a new library assistant who's come on. Her name is Trinity. We have actually another one starting in August that I will talk about in August. If any of you want to learn a language, the library just purchased a subscription to Mango Languages. It's a really good program. It's a really
Yeah.
good site.
Is
So
the other language program gone?
pronunciator, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It just wasn't as good. It just wasn't as good. This one's. a
How do
really good
these
one, so-
compare? The one they advertise the most is Babbel. How do these compare? Are they comparative or?
There's Duolingo too.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. Mango, I think, was one of the original premier language sites, but they're quite like over 70 languages. And you can download the app. You can walk or jog in the morning and learn a language while you're jogging. So play it in the car. And I just included a couple articles for you, just kind of some areas where libraries, a lot of friends step in to try to help people. One of them is financial education. a lot of times we'll do programming, you know, for Money Smart Week. Try to make sure we book some materials for people. And then the other areas is legal information. And that's an area where there are many areas in the library, but especially legal, where we have to really be very careful that we are librarians, we are not lawyers, you know. So we make sure to point people to the information that they need, but we obviously can't give legal advice. I have included some of our program flyers. I also included a blow up of the ad that we ran. So we run this in the Independent and in the Belleville Beat, just talking about our library's operating millage that is on the ballot on August 2nd. Just trying to really push the message that this is, even though we can't technically call it a renewal, it's just
Right.
essentially what it is.
It's maintaining what we
maintaining what we
already
have.
are. Yeah,
It's our original, you know, it's it replaces our original millage from 2010. And it represents 46% of our budget, so it's very necessary, so.
this is a good visual representation, and we're fortunate that we've been able to try and get our message out in ways that people can see. And we are all ambassadors for our library, so I would hope that every single one of us and the people listening to this program will help spread the word of how necessary the support on how necessary this will be to continuing our quality of service in this library. Well, as usual, the director's report is quite full. This kind of teen shark painting party, that's fun. There's a lot of fun stuff. They're always, it just makes you happy and makes me happy. Are there any questions to Mary Jo? Anything that needs clarification on?
I do have one question. Hannah, is that just movies?
I believe so.
Okay, I don't know why I thought it had books too, or music.
I think it might have music too.
Okay, because I signed on to it today and I'm like,
Mhm.
TV shows, no book.
TV shows, movies.
Was it TV shows?
Don't quote me, I'll have to double check on music, but it might be music.
We have to start using more of that stuff. Old fashioned TV is not the thing anymore. Streaming is everything. Yeah. I gotta get with it. Well, good, thank you. And after Mary Jo comes our trustees. Where shall we start today? Tanya, my dear.
So I just want to echo what Sharon said as far as, you know, making sure that the registered voters in our community support our library, you know, so that we can maintain the programs and the services that we've been able to provide. So I think that's really important. And our next meeting will be a week after, you know, the vote. So
Yeah.
we got a lot of work to do, not that much time.
Yeah, all of us need to be up on it. Thank you.
It's a nice time to be out and talking to people and going to music lakeside and, you know, it's a good place to talk to people about the library. I'll try to be doing that.
Good, good, and we're glad to have you back close by. It's quick this time because we don't have everybody here, so we're around to John.
Yeah, I will not be at the next meeting where my wife and I are celebrating our 50th wedding anniversary.
Wow.
We're taking the entire family to Charleston, renting a big house on the water and going to celebrate for a week. So
Nice.
Good for
Great,
you.
congratulations.
I had big
So
dreams
you
of
have,
doing
you
that.
have a room for each of us.
Yeah. We're coming along with the children. I had big dreams of that, but my 50th already happened the end of last year and we still had COVID stuff.
Yeah.
We couldn't do it, but you have a good idea. That's great.
And another thing, I noticed that when they had the celebration here on 4th Street with all the food and stuff, for children.
For the Lake Fest?
No,
The farmer's market.
I think the farmer's market, when the children painted our.
Well, that was for Lake Fest. yeah.
Lake Fest with the bollards with chalk. It
Mhm.
was really cool,
Yeah.
really cool.
That's
Then I
cute.
thought, wait, did we seal those? And I spoke to,
You killjoy, you.
no, I knew that'd wash off. Because my grandchildren do it in the driveway all the time.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I talked to Dino. And he said, oh, no, we forgot to do that. So hopefully we will seal those.
Well, then the dinosaur can't get out.
What's that?
Then the dinosaur won't be able to get out.
That's what we're supposed to tell people, that crack is, it's a dinosaur egg. One of these days, we'll have a little dinosaur come.
Yeah.
Boy, that would go over big with one of my
Oh, yeah.
granddaughters. Oh, boy.
Mhm.
She'd probably move here and stay with me forever. But that idea of the kids using it as big art,
That was cute.
as an art installation,
Yeah, we can do that in the future.
that's very. that's
Certainly
very-
couldn't have done that at the last building.
No.
We didn't have them.
Mary Jane, you're looking cheery this evening.
I guess I'm feeling a little bit cheery. The weather's been nice, not humid, not unbearably hot. Just if I have a chance, I sit out on the deck in the shade.
Isn't it beautiful?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
It's 110 in Texas.
And then the
Yeah.
dog was terrible. Then the dog comes up and goes, wants to go play, chuck it. So,
Well, I'm glad it's the season for a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And now it gets to be my time. And what I decided I want to talk about is, I love the Jarigas, but I also love that in reading my paper that Rosemary put in there about the Green Man, which I knew was there, but I didn't know it was a Jariga story until I read it in the paper. So it's another thing that the Jarigas are doing for this community, uplifting art and making things fun. The picture in the paper had your grandson in it, didn't it?
yeah,
Yeah.
you know that he posed for that, right?
John stood on his head,
He did.
stuck his arms.
He
in like
posed,
that.
it was a couple years
I,
ago,
when,
but yeah.
when Ken Voigt put it on the waterfront, I said, kids are gonna crawl on that. He says, no, kids won't do that. I go, okay. The first music in the park, kids.
So, just to make sure, did everybody see this or know this story? Would you tell the story?
Justin, my son, was working on lighting at Jacob Javits Convention Center in New York City, lighting a car show. And he walked into the storeroom with the director of the building. And Justin said, oh, that is so cool. Can I have it? And the guy said, yeah, just get it out of here. So Justin had a semi with his crew and they put it on the elevator, put it on the semi, brought it home and put it in my barn. It sat there for quite a while. And then he donated it to the city and the city didn't want it because they were afraid kids were gonna crawl on it. So
No.
they stored it away
He was
in their facility. And then the guys banged it and stuff like that over the years. So
How long ago did this start?
this is a 10-year process.
Okay.
And then I saw it in the storeroom, then I asked one of the workers, says, what are you doing with it? It's just getting in the way. I said, can I have it? The city says, sure, just take it. So I brought it in my barn again.
Your barn.
And then finally, and my wife said, well, put it on the waterfront. And I go, it's too modern for our Victorian house, So my son says, well, I'll take it. So took it to his place. And then he donated it to the Arts Council and they took it to Firestone Tire. And what's his name?
Jim Chizinski.
Jim had it painted and the Jim says, well, we'll just paint different colors. Justin says, no, it's gotta be the same colors or you can't have it. He said, okay, so they painted it and moved on the waterfront and There she goes.
bingo, and so that's permanent there.
Yes, yes.
Because that's where
It's
some of
bolted
the,
down to the concrete base.
So it'll be okay if the kids. crawl.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, now it's
Yeah,
there.
but liability wise, I don't know. I think the city ought to put a little sign on there.
Yeah.
Please don't crawl on. the
Yeah,
statue.
crawling
Crawl at
risk.
your own risk.
Yeah,
But is that
Supervised.
any different than something in a park that they
exactly.
climb on?
It's,
Yeah.
Really,
Yeah,
a lawyer would call it attractive nuisance when the kids crawl on, right?
well, and we've got the bollards to prove.
Yeah. And the kids, our kids
They're gonna crawl on
jumping from
that.
one to the other. Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, kids gotta be kids, so. But still, that's kind of a fun story because, there's, every year they had been putting an extra one of the rotating sculptures in town in
Yeah.
Horizon Park, and this year they didn't. And really and I was missing something there, and then now this being there all the time, and it's fun. And it looks, and then it's a good Belleville, a good Jariga story.
And-
John's Barn,
as-
anytime John's Barn.
As usual, no matter what you do in the world, someone will criticize it. And someone called the city says, well, I can't see the sunrise or sunset when it's there.
Oh,
To the right or
please.
the left, you can
Yeah,
do
I think
this.
you can get around.
Yeah.
The sunset is pretty big.
And anyway,
Well, that's a fun hometown story. So on that note, that's my comment for the evening. I made John do all the talking. So now, John, now
Madam
it's,
Chair, I make a motion that this meeting be adjourned.
Second?
it's moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed,
It was
there's
a quick
none.
one.